Yo, welcome back to the room, back into the video. Today we're reacting to You Need a Girl This Bad by David Achu. And I ain't gonna lie, this is a real question, bro, because as a dude, you might be watching this, you might be fiending over that one girl, you might be changing who you are fundamentally in several ways just to make sure that you appeal to this one girl who isn't giving you any attention. But ask yourself, right? If you do get said girl, then what? You get this girl that you've been feeding for forever. Then what happens after, right? Whenever y'all get together, how is it gonna be cohesive? How is the dynamic gonna be when you put down everything to be with her? Are you gonna be happy? I feel like people don't think about that. Does she have your same values, or does she just look good? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you have to be attracted to somebody to get with them, but I feel like nowadays people are too focused on that attraction and not focused if this person actually shares the same values as them. That's what I think that might be happening. Let me know. But you know, that's all I had to say. That's all I had to say. You know, let me not yap before the video. Make sure to sub, like, comment your thoughts on it after you finish watching the video. Let's get straight to it.
I'm going to a wedding this weekend, and I couldn't be happier.
Whoa. You got about 5 seconds to hit the sub button before I blow you away.
Never been in a romantic relationship, but sure, let's spend an entire weekend celebrating yours. That sounds so great. My plan is to faint in the middle of the floor during their first dance. If they stop to check on me, I'll say I'm all right, but if they try to restart the dance afterwards, I'll do it again. I once asked for video suggestions, and 20% of the comments were something related to dating. And I'll be honest, I want to be judgmental. Look at the youth, so obsessed with gaining romantic validation.
That's facts. Like the whole idea of being a performative male is performing in a way that you're not to pull somebody. And my thing is, after you finish that performance and you pull that person who applauded at your performance, right? Then what? And that's why relationships end after 3 months, because people are they're finding someone for their attraction, not their values. They're pretending to be the person that this person with no values wants. And once that shell cracks, because you can't be you can't hold a fake persona your whole life, huh? Once this persona cracks, y'all spread apart. Because y'all were never the type of y'all never even liked each other. Y'all just liked the idea of each other. But maybe I'm chatting.
That is until I realize, oh wait, I am the youth, and I am insufferable. Of course, both men and women have wrong opinions about relationships, but the men online particularly have been weird, faking their personalities from head to toe, blaming 50% of the world's population for all their problems, and making disciples out of young, impressionable men because you need to teach them to hate women early. It's for their own good. I've been
Hey, W Nate for the sub, man. I love you, bro.
Make a video on romance for 2 reasons. One, like I mentioned earlier, I've never been in a real relationship, so I don't know much about that. And reason number 2, watches my videos, so I hope she doesn't see this. I'm kidding. I would never talk about that here. Every day in my journal? Well, yes, obviously that's a stupid question, but not here. So, fellas, what's going on? Why do we do this?
Yo, the fish-shaped hole in the wall is so real, bro. I don't care if you're not you're not real if you don't got a fish-shaped hole in your wall somewhere.
Name of romance. Let's discuss this because I'm very qualified to be making this video. Dear diary, she didn't look at me today. I'm nothing. Like every good video essay, I have to start 50 years ago and work my way back to the present. As a child, every show I watched had a romantic subplot, every single one of them. And as it would turn out, those would be some of my favorite episodes. So as a kid, I was completely surrounded by the idea that the most fun you will ever have is when you finally meet that one person that completes you and you have a bunch of stupid hijinks and it makes everyone in the audience go, aww.
Jason, why would you set that bus on fire? Because I'm crazy about you, Cassandra. I love your laugh, your smile, your long flowy hair. But you said you were moving. And riding the school bus every day isn't worth it unless you're on that bus. I'm moving 2 blocks up. I'm gonna be closer to your house.
Now you tell me.
Didn't that bus have a full tank of gas?
I just wanted to be like Cody and Bailey, or
funny.
Zach and Maya, or Casey and Brett, or Joe and Ken.
But you see, people, they seen the good parts of your relationships and they ignored every other aspect of a relationship. A relationship is truly tested when times are hard, when you're bored of this person, and you have to show that you love them. Love is not a feeling, it's showing in action every day that you love this person. But people don't get that. They just think like, oh, I feel like I love him. If things aren't working out, I don't love him anymore.
Or Teddy and Spencer minus the cheating on the show and also the cheating in real life, or
Allegedly.
Teddy and Bo, or Teddy and Spencer the second time. These shows set up expectations that you need this or you're lame. And that put pressure on you to either make experiences like this happen or to expect them to happen in the very near future. When you were growing up and you hung out with a friend who was a girl, did adults in your life look at you two and be like, oh, is that your little girlfriend? Obviously that's a joke, but it leaves an impression in a young boy's mind. Any positive interaction with a girl my age automatically means there's romance. Yes, they were jokes to you, but they were
Genuinely, and that conditions your brain, bro. Nothing is a joke. Obviously there's jokes, but whenever it hits your psyche, it's not a joke, because that's now ingrained in who you are.
prophecy to me.
You know?
But now Sally won't return my calls, and my parents keep saying that my actions are becoming mildly disturbing, even though they're the ones that told me that Sally and I were gonna get married, and yet somehow I'm the crazy one?
Okay, well, I just wanted to remind you that your insurance only covers physical therapy, and I do charge by the minute.
I already gave you my credit card, now do your job!
Or when you're watching a kid's show, it can never be two emotionally mature people sitting down to have a healthy conversation about how they feel, if they're mature enough to pursue it, what they want, what to do from there. Because that's not enough drama, which, to be fair, yeah, what are they gonna do next? Open a Roth IRA? I don't want to watch smart people make good decisions. I want to watch mess. I love the friends to lovers trope. You're talking to your friend about your problem, and they say just the right thing, and then they hug you, and wow, this hug is going on for a little bit longer than it probably should be. Wait a second. The trope is so
I'm
often
ruining
such
that
a
wedding.
drawn out, toxic, frustrating thing. I think it can be easily misunderstood. It can make it seem that the point of having a friendship with a woman is to meet a prerequisite, you know, hit a checkbox on step one. From then on, it's only a matter of time until she realizes how great I am and she'll adore me. Do you remember being 13 and ruining a perfectly good friendship by doing this?
Hey.
Hey, man.
There she is.
I still love the trope, and if it does happen to me, please believe I will tell the story of how we met until I die. But that shouldn't be in the back of mind at all times, that all female friends are simply options in waiting. Gross. In an ideal
Yeah, but realistically nowadays, see, look, it's gross, right? It's gross until your girl has a boy best friend. It's gross until your girl got that boy best friend. You like, oh, but it'd be gross if they seen each other like that. So what are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? What you gonna do, bro?
world, none of the propaganda from Big Love should have any effect on us. And we wouldn't put romantic love on such a high pedestal at such a young age. However, we do not live in an ideal world. The propaganda worked on me, and it worked hard.
I
Love. It sounds like a great idea. Other friends come and go, which is great. I want my friends to do great things so I can brag about them. My sister speaks 4 languages. You think I'm jealous of that? No. Now I can tell strangers that I have a sister
Hey, that's motion. But yeah, I'm proud. I'd be proud of that. I wouldn't be jealous of
that
that.
speaks 4
I feel what you
languages.
mean.
It makes me look cooler because I know someone that can do that. Your friends' accomplishments are great because they're things you can brag about to strangers, and now it'll make you look cool by association. Never forget that. But nonetheless, they do leave or drift
That's
away
kinda
eventually.
shallow,
But a
but
spouse,
hey.
at least in concept, is the only friend that
I
is
get it.
always going to be there and is always going to care about the dumbest and most unimportant parts of your life.
Why is it, do you think, that people get married?
Passion.
No. Because we need a witness to our lives. In a marriage, you're promising to care about everything. The good things, the bad things, the terrible things, the mundane things. All of it, all the time, every day. You're saying your life will not go unnoticed because I will notice it. Your life will not go unwitnessed because I will be your witness.
I want a wife who knows that I like to wear a hat of some kind on my head whenever I'm writing scripts.
And that's true. Like the idea of love, man, you no matter what you say, you can't say that you never felt like you wanted that, you know? Like you never said like, oh, I want someone to care about me. I want someone to care about. You're gonna have this love story, but man, there's a lot of nuances to that, man.
That knows that I drive like a senile grandmother who refuses to go 2 miles above the speed limit. Or that knows that I think it is completely idiotic to have a half-filled soap container, and instead of filling it with new soap, you just fill it with water and then shake it up, and then it's a more diluted version of the soap. And you do that and you think, oh, I just doubled the soap. Well, yes, but you also just made it half as dense. So now you need to use 2 pumps instead of 1 pump. And by the time, if you do the math, I'm pretty sure you end up using the same volume of actual soap than if
Okay. But yeah, the full video down in the description as always. That's the idea I wanted to get from that video. Relationships are very nuanced in a lot of ways. And I feel like people nowadays don't really know or understand what love is, especially in our generation that's so focused on looks. You see somebody and you want to marry them based on how they look, when that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so really ask yourself, do you need a girl that bad? And not in the way of like, oh, I need to be solitary, in the way that don't move like you need a woman and then just go for every good woman, the good looking woman you look at. Go for somebody who you feel like, it's like this, right? You want a girl who don't got boy best friends. You want a girl who's, you know what I'm saying, who's respectful, who's, you want a traditional girl, but you're looking for that girl at the club. What do you think you're gonna find? That's how I feel about it. But like, again, let me not get in too much of a tangent. If you like the video, make sure to sub, like, comment your thoughts on it down below. Peace.